the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot deck. So this is fairly something new for me because I've not had a traditional tarot deck before. So this is going to be, hi Kathy, nice to see you. I'm just getting started. I am recording this, so for those of my viewers who are unable to join me tonight, I know I just received the deck, and here it is. So I decided I'm just going to do it live, open with you all, and go from there. So Kathy, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So don't want to keep folks who are here waiting. Okay, let me just switch it over here. So as you can see, I think you can see well. All right. From what I hear, this is just like a really, really old tarot deck. It's a traditional tarot deck. And for those of you that are familiar with how I do my readings, I'm more often my readings using oracle cards and oracle divination. The closest that comes to a traditional tarot deck for me that I use for myself personally and also in my readings is the Gaia deck, which I have not done an unboxing of that. If folks are interested, I certainly can do that. So this is, I'm looking forward to doing the unboxing on this. I've seen the different flip throughs on YouTube, and that's how I just placed the order yesterday and I received it today. Okay, so I will begin the unboxing. Also, as if you're seeing, today I'm doing this video from my Cedarburg studio in Milwaukee. So I'm in Wisconsin, for those of you that always ask me later, where are you this time? And what's new that you can see here is also from my shamanic practice. This is a newest addition to my healing toolkit. This is a hand rattle from Peru. Really fun. I've been doing a lot of space clearing, and so all I'm doing here, since this is a fairly new deck, I will do the full deck clearing later tomorrow, but for right now I just I'm going to do this right here and do this the full clearing on the deck a little later. But just for the purposes of unboxing right now, I'm just clearing space here. And the rattle is a very powerful tool just to create that sacred space, and also to invite good energies as we are doing this unboxing as well. And for those of you that also are familiar with my love for crystals, I have a smaller piece of the amethyst here tonight. Okay. All right. With that said, I know I'm going to be working with my one hand here. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. So you don't need to be watching me fiddle through this while I'm doing it, so you can see me as well. I know I've been a little bit behind in doing live videos on my channel, which I plan to catch up. It's just been a crazy few months. The last one I was just seeing was from March. Okay, so let me flip you all back. And so I won't get into too much of the depth of this, what it looks like on the box and stuff. So for those of you that are interested in purchasing this, you can find this on Amazon. Again, this is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, fairly new, reproduced. As you can see, this one is a universal deck, so it is originally made in Italy, and it's representative of all those 5 languages over here. So that's why most of the card numbers and the way it reads is all very generic. So everyone, all of those, it's universal. Okay, so that's what it is. It also requires that you have a good understanding on the tarot. So if you are not very familiar with the major and the minor arcanas, then you probably will want to get familiar with that. For today, I do request that you bear with me, because I do my readings a little bit, it's actually very intuitively with the meanings and the interpretations. So, and I do have my little cheat sheet here, if you can see it, so that I'll be using. But as you can see, the box itself is very basic, so it's nothing very fancy compared to the other things that you will encounter. So, but what's really cool about this deck is all the gold detail. As you can see, there's a lot of gold foiling, and also you'll see that in the cards. There are 78 cards here. So again, as I mentioned, this is a very your traditional, similar to the Rider-Waite tarot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and I didn't know this was open as well, so I'll just go ahead and open this too. So Kathy, as you watch me struggle with this, I do have my, I did some pre-work and opening it too before I started this, but I forgot that the inside of the deck is also let me just set you all there for now. So if there are any, if you all have any questions, feel free to ask me as well. I wasn't planning on doing a reading tonight, so some of you had pinged me and asked me if this was going to be, if I'll be doing a reading. Oh, thank you. But today is, I will not be able to do a reading. Usually in my unboxing, I purposefully don't do a reading and an unboxing at the same time, just to give the time to spend with the cards itself. Thank you, Kathy. That candle holder is really old, and today, as you can see, I have not lit the candle on there, just because I'm going to be using it as a rest for my cards and don't want any fire hazard here. So okay, it's almost here. So that's the beauty of literally hot off the press, hot off Amazon that you get with live unboxing. So there's no filters here. Okay, let me flip it back. So as you can see, the cards itself, I've not shuffled these, and I won't shuffle it for today, but you can see the 78 cards here, and there is a little book, the little booklet that it comes. So you can flip through this, and there is in the different languages as well. As this is a universal deck, you can see that it just gives you, again, it's very basic, it's nothing fancy, right? So I think I paid under $20. There was some hot flash sale going on, I think Monday, Tuesday on Amazon. As you can see, if you're not familiar with the tarot, the traditional tarot, there is a good amount of information over here what each of the major and minor mean. So this is a great handy reference as well. But that's all it is. It's just like the basic stuff here. Okay, so I won't spend a whole lot of time on this one. So that's just that. Okay, with that aside, and I'm hoping that this one is in the right order for the major arcana and the minor arcana. So we'll see. Okay. Okay, so this card right over here is just the blank card. So this is, let's see if I'm doing this right. Okay. And this is the back of the card. So just the two trees with the sun and the moon represented in it. Okay, and as I'm showing this, right, you can see the golden detailing on the card. So that's what is so special about this deck. It's the golden details. So here is also a special tarot invitation that I think you are able to learn about it. There's a website listed here, so which is the tarotassociation.net. So you're able to take advantage of that. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first card here is the Fool. So you can see hopefully you're able to see it fine. Kathy, since you are live, able to see it, do let me know if there is, if it's clear or if there's a shadow, or and then I can adjust. Yep, that's the Fool card. Okay. Yeah. So the next one here is the Magician. Oops. So you can see the Magician as well. There's a lot of detailing. So I am actually looking forward to do a reading with this deck because it's just so rich with the different imagery, and you can see the gold detailing on here, but also you can see how the numbers are listed as well. So it's very general on, there's no writing on these cards to keep it in the spirit of for the rest of the 4 languages as well. So I think it's English, Spanish, let's see, Italian and Portuguese. Those are the different languages. Okay, so next we have the high priestess. Okay. And here is the Empress. And that's a beautiful Empress card. Her robe, the staff, her stance, her crown. You can all see the detail represented on all of that. And I think you can get a feel for the card foil, you know, the gold detailing on it. Next, we have the Emperor. Okay. The Hierophant. And you see that too. Next we have the Lovers, and this is an interesting card. You can see, I won't spend a whole lot of time there, but you can see it's, I must say that the, this is definitely, you know, you want to be, caught, the imagery on this is beautiful, but at the same time, maybe a little graphic for some people. So just a fair warning on there. Okay. And this is the Chariot card, the Chariot. Okay. And here we have, okay, the Hermit is next. I think that's the Chariot, the Hermit. Oh, okay, Hermit and Strength. Did I miss one? But the Strength and the Hermit. Okay, let's see. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and Justice. Hopefully I'm getting these right. I'm trying to check it with my cheat sheet that I have here. Okay, maybe I should just do this. Okay. Next we have I think that's the Hanged Man, if it's supposed to be this way. Okay. The Hanged Man. And see how this can be really, you know, the front reversed, the and reversed. So that can get confusing. Let's see. This is the Death card. Okay. And here's Temperance. The Devil. And that's a really powerful card. Okay. Choose wisely and follow the pathways that lead toward light. There is some really interesting representations as well, as you can see. Next we have the Star. Okay. So there are 7 stars around if you can like pick them out. This, I'm sorry, this one is the Tower card. The Tower card. I'm not sure what I said there before. So this is the Tower card. The Star is coming up. Here are the 7 stars. There. So those are the Pleiades and the sister stars who sing in universal harmony. So that's the constellation representing celestial energies. So that's the Star card. This is the Moon. So you can see the wolves howling Okay, there is a tidal wave as well. I think you can see down, there's a crab or a lobster on the bottom. Next we have the Sun card. The Sun. And next this is the Judgment. So here you can see it's an archangel blowing his horn to call the dead to rise. Okay, that's how this is represented. I know in different tarot decks, Judgment card is represented differently. So, what do you think so far, Kathy? Yeah. And the last one for the major arcana is the World card. Okay. I think I got that right. Yep. So you can see there is a laurel wreath surrounding her. And it's almost like appears it's a portal in time and space, surrounded by elemental creatures. So you can see throughout the card the different elementals. And we also have like, you can see her holding crystal wands in both her hands. So essentially drawing the energies from heaven and earth. So it's stepping into your new life that awaits. So that concludes the major arcana. Now what we're going to get into next is the minor arcana. So the minor arcana consists of the cups, pentacles, the suite of cups, pentacles, wands, and swords. So that's what we are going to be looking at next. So I'll set these on the side and we'll start with that. So this is the Ace of Cups. Again, here you can see the detail. I'll just hold it up a bit. So the Ace of Cups. Here we have the Two of Cups. Again. So there's detailing on the back of the cup, on the back of the card. Again, there's no writing or anything other than there's just number. There's just numbers on top, on the top of the card. I'll go through fairly quickly through the rest of these. Here we have the Three of Cups. You can see the women dancing together. They appear to be happy. You also see the different pumpkins, the pumpkin wines, almost representing Thanksgiving, maybe. Okay, and also the colors. You can pay attention. You can take a look at the different colors too. The third girl is almost like in a rust red outfit. Next, we have Four of Cups. Here you can see a tired-looking man, right? Like he sits in the corner, sort of sad and disappointed, and there are three cups ahead of him and sitting in front of him. So here you can see on the side there's a fourth cup that is perhaps he has not accepted. It's kind of sitting on the side over there. So whatever could that be? Maybe it's love, or something is rejected, or happiness, or whatever it is, right? But that's a beautiful representation. The three in front of you, and what are you not seeing? Or what have you rejected? Okay, next we have Five of Cups. So here you can see in Five of Cups, I think this is a really cool card where the face is sort of, he's facing something off in the distance. Again, the head is tilted down in disappointment, both the 4 and 5 of cups. Also, you'll see the cups are at his feet. Maybe they're representing like some sort of failure, rejection, but you can see the cups on the bottom. I think you can see them right there. I'll just hold it up better. Okay. Next, we have the 6 of Cups. So in 6 of Cups, there are children here. So you can see that they are also in a garden. And I just love this card too. This entire deck, the Art Nouveau deck, is very Art Deco-ish. It's really like a vintage deck. So the graphic illustrations on them are also very beautifully represented, like none other that I've seen in a long time. So I really enjoy the imagery on this. Not all decks would resonate with everyone, so this is one of those that it was between this one and another Art Deco deck, which I will share. If I end up getting it, I will definitely do an unboxing on that as well. It's more, but it's another Italian deck. So, okay, so that is the 6 of Cups. Here, this one also represents innocence of childhood. You can see them smelling the fragrance of the flowers and the bouquet that they're holding. So as you're thinking about when in a reading, you're looking at all of those different elements, and also the things that are in the background too. So this is a great deck for you to pull in on some of that. I know I'll be using most of that way. Okay, next we have the 7 of Cups. So here you can see a man that is really surprised or amazed. There's a lot of different visions coming from the cups, as you can see, right? You can see each of the cups has something different in it. So you can think of it as almost like, what is the focus for the next step on this life journey? Which one is going to be the right one? So in one, there is a lot of abundance of wealth. One, there is, you know, right here, you can see a serpent coming out of there. And there are some bouquets in another one. So as you're doing your reading, be it for yourself or for someone else, you can just focus on some of those as well, the messages contained in some of those. You can really bring to life your reading with some of the imagery in this deck. Okay, now the 8 of Cups. So here again, you can see a cloaked person walking with the staff. Again, his back is to us, right? His back is facing us. You'll also see there is a waning moon. So is it something that once was but no longer is? So you're moving forward with the knowledge that you have, but you also see his stance is very purposeful as he's moving off into a direction. It's almost he knows his path, right? So that's the 8 of Cups. Okay, next we have the 9 of Cups. So here you can see this is the first card where you see the man face towards us. In the 9 of Cups, it's almost like a merchant or a person that is trying to sell something. He has achieved everything that he wishes to attain. You can see his stance is kind of like confident. He appears fulfilled as well. and is very content. As though the universe is responding to all his wishes. But at the same time, here this card also brings a little bit of a forewarning that though it appears that the universe is working in your favor now in the present, just be cautious on what you wish for moving forward. So the Nine of Cups. Okay. Next we have the Ten of Cups. So here you can see there is a happy family. Hi Crystal, welcome. So nice to see you join. So the Ten of Cups is, you can see a happy family which is welcoming. It's almost like welcoming something into their home. It's almost if there is a time of struggle that is fading away. This could also relate to your to home, health, love, prosperity, career. Everything will benefit. So this is a very powerful abundance, positive card related to that. Next, we have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups, you can see there is a youthful young man with not a whole lot of experience, especially in like relationships. So you can see in his cup, he has the little fish popping out as well. So this the fish here symbolizes the potential for spiritual growth and also the depths in time. Okay, so as you're looking at it from a zodiac standpoint too, this could be the zodiac of the Pisces. The symbol of the Pisces zodiac is the dual fish swimming in opposite direction. So here again, the youth, it's representative of trust, on just the beginnings of trust as well. Okay. Okay, so next we have the Knight of Cups. So you can see the Knight here holding the chalice in a lift, and also lifted and saluting. So this is almost like representative of how you approach your love life, your relationships, and also on the wings of his helmet, he'll symbolize the swiftness of his advances. So you can see that he's well prepared for whatever he set out to do. Now, it's also to test his heart for trueness before you are surrendering yourself to him. So this is, as it relates to relationships, exercising a little bit of a caution. Okay. So next we have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen here, you can see she brings there's a lot of grace, there's a lot of sensuality, and you can see that she has a stance of holding and touching. And it's here, you know, everyone looks at it a little bit differently, but it's more as this card, the imagery on her eyes. She's representative of someone that is very highly intuitive, is very decisive. At the same time, she is making these decisions from her heart rather than from her head. So sometimes she will retreat into her dreamy world of imagination, creativity, and all that. But however, once she has her mate, or has found her mate, or has a mate, then she is deeply committed once her heart is won. So that's the Queen of Cups. The King of Cups here is someone who is steady in presence of turbulence. So you can see the stance again. The imagery is really powerful as you're looking at these cards. He's really confident. He has that fatherly position as well. He can be kind. He can be a source of emotional support in times of trouble. He can be a source of strength. You can see the staff that he is holding is also representative of strength. And you can see that he's holding the cup in one hand and the staff in the other. So it is maintaining that healthy balance between practicing detached compassion. And that's something really powerful, right? So maintaining the duality as you're looking at, you know, if for those of you that are in twin flame journeys, you're to maintain the duality of the masculine and feminine within yourself is really important as well for union. So this is also a great representation of that, maintaining that healthy balance by practicing detached compassion. Strength, you can have strength at this and compassion at the same time. Okay, so that is the suite of the cups. Next, we'll move to pentacles. So I think, I'm not sure if I mentioned to you in the beginning, the cups here represent the element of water. So if you're doing it from an elemental standpoint, the cups represent emotions, relationships, intuition, and love. The pentacles represent the element of earth. And so this is the element that the body, the senses, money, home, the material, like tangible things, everything tangible is represented by the pentacles. So here we have the Ace of Pentacles. So here the Ace signifies the beginning of a fruitful period. So it's the starting of something. You can see there is a path of a floral path that leads through an archway and out to the wider world. So this is almost symbolizing opportunity, including increased wealth, abundance, the Ace of Pentacles. So next we have the Two of Pentacles. So you can see the man standing on the shore. There are two pentacles going back and forth in a pattern of infinity. So it's he needs to exercise caution as he's playing the balancing act between the two, the shifting sands between the two pentacles almost. So if you're juggling multiple tasks, you probably want to give attention to everything that you are accountable for, not losing sight of it as you're juggling these different things, as you can see how he's playing the balancing act. Okay. So if there are any questions, if I'm going too fast or slow, do let me know for those of you that are watching live. I know I'm spending a bit longer on stuff, on some of these cards now. Hopefully you're able to get some information on the tarot for those of you that are not a whole lot familiar like I am. Okay, so next we have the Three of Pentacles. So here you have craftsmen building a cathedral, and here you can see the craftsmen, the clergyman, and also the architect, and so each of them playing different roles, but they're all, the common mission is to build the cathedral, which you can see in the back. So essentially when people that bring their strengths together, whatever they are each good at, together they can create something beautiful. So that's this message of this one. Next, we have the Four of Pentacles. So you can see what appears to be a wealthy nobleman. He's sitting alone outside the castle walls. You can also see it appears that he has no room in his heart for others. So in his heart space, you can see that he has this large pentacle. You can also see the stance on his face is that of depressed, almost dejected, but he has all the wealth, but he does not have the love to satisfy him. So that is the Four of Pentacles. Now, Five of Pentacles. Let's take a look at that. There are two slaves or two beggars that are kind of drudging along in a blizzard, it seems like. You can see there is some snowflakes in the golden stuff on their path. They appear to be really weak. However, you can see almost in the light in the back behind, it appears like there is warmth, light, and it could be one of the walls of the cathedral we looked in the previous card that they're going towards, and their prayers will be answered, but only when they break free from some of their lower vibrational thinking patterns. Okay, so you can see the lady holding her hands to her chest. It's more representative of like self-pity, right? So if you drew this card, or if you're doing a reading, what are some of those things perhaps that are happening around self-pity or self-sabotage, essentially? Okay, next, this is the Six of Pentacles. Here you can see a wealthy merchant is distributing. So you can see the different, at least it appears that a nobleman, wealthy person, somebody of financial abundance is giving to others that are in need. Okay, so this is like acts of kindness. Also, he's holding the scales, so there is some balance. So as you're thinking about balance as you're giving in your charitable giving, are you doing it equitably? Are you doing it without expecting anything back in return? So essentially that's what this one is. Giving freely and generously. That is Six of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. So here you can see someone that's tending to a garden, leaning over his spade. Could be a gardener. So in his earthly path, you can see the different, what are those plants? I think mundane things. So it's almost like things that we need to get done on our daily work tasks, routines. But what is the big thing, right? In order to achieve the big thing, you have to get through these smaller things. So patience, constant effort will be really helpful to bring that great abundance in due time. So don't lose steam, essentially. So that's what the Seven of Pentacles is a reminder for. Next, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So in this card, you can see how there is a craftsman again, an artisan is practicing his craft. So you can see him with his hammer and then chipping at one of the discs of the pentacle. So this is in asking you to persevere and commitment to excellence, essentially. So as you're doing this, your time will be well worth it for whatever outcome you're trying to achieve. So persistence, perseverance, those are the key words there. Again, you can see the detailing on these cards, the gold foiling. Oh, it's just beautiful. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So here you have a young woman, and she has created a garden of her sacred space, and she appears to be content. Appears to be content within her inner life. It's almost right. Her companion, though, here is this bird. But as you're looking at her stance, she's very open. Her body posture too, it's really open. She's leaning forward, and she holds the bird, which appears to be like, yeah, like a parrot. But I think it's almost like an owl or a vulture or a hawk. It's a powerful bird. And she is choosing the independence as a reward for the sacrifice of society. It's almost like she is broken free from all of the societal norms. So again, the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I like her. The hat that she has on too, and her loosely braided hair, the way she wears it. Okay. The next we have the Ten of Pentacles. So Ten of Pentacles are 3 generations gather in the courtyard of the ancestral home. So I think I can kind of see that. Do you see that? It's like how best I can point. I'll just attempt to point here. I need to get a pointer pretty soon, I suppose. So you can see the 3 generations. So that's what this one is. And what appears in the back is the ancestral home. So the patriarch has given, so this older person here has given the responsibilities, and you can see him like overseeing it. So that's the Ten of Pentacles. It's about wisdom. It's about valuing your family traditions, legacy. So this is a legacy card, honoring continuity. Okay, so if anything related to what can you expect, or so this is like a generational card, and it is so beautifully represented. I don't think I've seen any other decks that represent so much detail in it. But it's also, the beauty lies in how your reader interprets it too for you in a reading. That's what makes it beautiful. So okay, you can see the dogs too. I think those are wolves, but they can be really large dogs too. But again, it represents faithfulness. Okay. Let's see. 10, and we have the Page of Pentacles. So this is the Page of Pentacles. So you can get a clue for the different cards. The numbered ones have a little number here, and the page, like the has the little hat over there, and then you'll see the knight has the little horse. So just look at the helmet to be like the page, a young gentleman. So here it's the loyalty and trustworthiness are surpassed. The more responsibility you can give this person, the better for both of you. So here it's like mutual fruitfulness will be the reward. you see there's his stance is also very, he appears to be really loyal. As you're looking at the card, his eyes, his stance, his body posture, what he's portraying are all indicators of that. So when you get this card in a reading, you're inquiring about somebody, a person, and their intent, if you can or cannot trust them. So this is a great card to help answer that question. Okay. Next, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Again, when you're doing your readings, getting to know the deck as well, in a deck like this where you don't have it written. Hi, Camila. Nice to see you. Welcome back. So with this deck where you don't have anything written, these are good helpful tips to remember them by. I think they're pretty consistent on all of the different suites. You have the horse representing the knight, this one right here, on top. Let me do the point thing again. So these on top. So this would be the knight, and the previous one that we looked at with the little helmet is the page card. Okay, so this is the Knight of Pentacles. So the knight is not a risk taker. So when he is given a task that benefits others, it's just not for himself. He will make sure that he is doing it with care and diligence. Okay. So leading a team effort, it's about others. So this card is about helping others. It's not about personal gain. So the Knight of Pentacles. Next, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, as you're looking at the card, the difference between the King and the Queen is very obvious, but also, again, I'm just pointing out to the top over here. You can see the crown of the Queen. The Queen here is the practical matriarch or the mother figure. So she's going to offer her advice freely, and it is worth listening to. So she's also represents a solution giver. And so her connection also you can see in this card with the beautiful the greenery in the back, the nature, and that is the source of her strength. And she generously shares and with those who she loves and who she protects. Yeah, she is really beautiful. Again, I know I've said this earlier as well. The imagery on this deck is really beautiful and powerful. The expressions, the stances, there's a lot of detail that went into this. Okay. You can also see nature represented by, I don't know if you can see it really clearly, but there's rabbits on the bottom here. And she's sitting on a throne, which appears to be in nature. Okay. The last one for the Pentacles is the King of Pentacles. So here you can see once again with as a king, the tenacity of a bull combined with the shrewdity of practicality. So it is the balance that he plays. You can again see the stance is very forward looking, very purposeful. He holds the pentacle, the disc in one hand and the strong, the staff in the other. So it is being assertive. This is also bringing to you like a substantial gift or perhaps like a dream that is going to become fruitful into reality. So when this comes up in a reading, it's that you can expect to see some of that. A substantial gift, abundance, financial gain, or even from a relationship standpoint, a long-held dream into reality. Okay, so that concludes the Pentacles, and now we will move on to the Suite of Wands. Okay. Now, as we are looking at the Suite of Wands, so the wands represent the element of fire, and this is essentially bringing about action. So this suite is about forceful energy, transformative energy, ambition, action, will, and from an elemental standpoint, it's fire. So with Ace of Wands, it signifies it's almost like an impulse rising within you. You can see again, there's not a figure, but there is just that hand, right? So you're holding it with power, and any step you take in any direction, that'll put you on the path of success. So it's like essentially the time is now, it's arrived. So something to take action, and as you're looking at it, I think you can kind of see like how the new growth in that branch is just sprouting out. So it's taking birth. So that is represents like time for action is now, the Ace of Wands. Okay. Next we have Two of Wands. So for Two of Wands, I think you can see that there is a gentleman that is looking out of the landscape. As you can see, he's standing a little bit far out, and he sees further in the distance there is a landscape, and in one hand you can see him, he has the wand, and in the other hand he has a globe. So it's almost like together they symbolize that he's working his will into the world, and his powers have not yet been tested. And though they have not been tested, he is ready for whatever challenges that may come his way. So as you're looking at this card, it's you can see some of that. We don't see him entirely. We can't see his face entirely, but the part that we can see represents that confidence. And it's almost his strategy, how he's going to accomplish that. So that is the Two of Wands. The Three of Wands. So here you can see a nobleman. It's someone that is rules over like a nobleman, and there he's standing on you can see that he's standing like watching out guard, like what appears to be like the sea in the distance. I think you can see that it's kind of far out, and my lighting isn't the greatest here. So he's standing guard to see what remains behind, right? So the Three of Wands, he may want to go. So there is that sense of longing that I want to go there and I want to seek adventures, but he knows that he has to stay where he is at on that ground, right? He needs to remain grounded, though there are exciting things on the other side. The ships are coming and going in the distance over there, but he knows that for the present moment, for the present moment, he needs to remain grounded where he is at. So in a reading, when you get Three of Wands, or when you get this particular card, that's something to consider for whoever is getting the reading. What is that where perhaps you need to make a decision? Should I go do this, or should I stay where I'm at? So this is a very good card to stay put right now in this present moment. Okay, so Four of Wands. So here, you can see the different people of this village are preparing for a festival. So people are really happy. There's a lot of joy. There's a lot of celebration, festival. Let's see. So they are taking a break from the mundane tasks, right? So how often we get caught up in our daily routine. So taking a break from that. Also the rituals, right? So they are gathered together to make celebrate something. So this is the Four of Wands. It's about celebrations, ceremonies, rituals, significant events, happy events, community. So that's another one. Next, we have the Five of Wands. Here you can see that coming from Four of Wands, celebration, to Five of Wands, it's more like war. Here we see warriors, and they are battling each other, but at the same time, here it's more they're battling almost for a common cause. And unfortunately, though it appears that they are battling, that they have forgotten what are they actually fighting for. Okay, so most of the stuff that's going on around us right now, perhaps it could be symbolic of something similar to this one, like the Five of Wands. So that the tempers have gotten out of control. They have gotten the best of them. Something triggered this. It may be better to cool it down a bit, and perhaps to intervene and maybe do something to restore peace. Okay, so the Five of Wands. It's a very spirited card. A lot of energy. You can see that. Okay. Next, we have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, again, you can see somebody returning home. You can see the white horse. He has a laurel on his staff, so a symbol of victory and peace. There is no, he's not shy about the victory here, right? So he's quite there's a lot of display of that. He's very boisterous. There's no sense of humility, right? So it's more very purposeful. The word I was looking for is very deserving. So he knows his success is well deserved. So that's what I wanted to convey. Now you can also see this, it's a great example if it's coming up in a reading for a career progression. You can look at it as he progresses, as this person. I think you can still see me. I probably gotta wrap this up fairly soon here before I run out of my time. Okay, so next we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, so here you can see a young man. He's standing in a position of strength and courage. So you can see the wand in his hand in a position that he is he's facing us, and is almost ready to move forward. You can also see that he may be battling something, right? Though he's in a position of strength and courage, he may be a bit outnumbered onto the number of staffs that are pointing towards him. So again, this is demonstrating courage and strength, and also welcoming the challenge to prove himself, even against all odds of his winning the situation. So that is the Seven of Wands. The Eight of Wands. Again, the eight of Wands is pretty interesting. There is no imagery other than the Eight of Wands, a flight of wands just like pointing down towards Earth, like they're coming from somewhere, that they have just been propelled from somewhere into a rather quiet environment. So that is really interesting. So there is probably some really powerful message that something is changing, and it's changing really quick, like transformation, for better or for worse. So if you were to draw this card in a reading, that it would help to remain cautious until more information can be revealed to you. That's the Eight of Wands. Okay. Next, we have the Nine of Wands. So Nine of Wands is, this man appears to be really tired. He's standing before like a bunch of the wands, and there are 9 when you count them. So it's almost like he has participated in a battle, and now it's ended, and now he's preparing. It's kind of being cautious about what's coming up next. He's trying to have his back against the wands as like a position of security, but his self-doubt kind of sabotages that, so he's second-guessing himself. So the way he can break free is just to lose some of that self-doubt, right? To shift forward. This is more of like cautious. Nine of Wands is just like exercising a little bit of caution. But at the same time, if you are having any self-defeating patterns, what might those be? And to bring those to the forefront to address them. Okay, so the Ten of Wands. So Ten of Wands is overburdened with an impossible load, this gentleman over here. So you can see him carrying all these, the 10 wands in his arms. But, and perhaps he's carrying it to his final destination. So when a person knows too much, that has, you know, when you are the subject matter expert, or when you are the only one that has all this knowledge, you almost feel so burdened by it. So this is calling to remind you, perhaps it may be time that you share the burden with somebody, or don't make yourself the sole person with this knowledge, with this resource, or the weakest point of failure, essentially, the weakest link, right? So you don't want to make yourself look like the martyr. So that's what the Ten of Wands is inviting you to pay attention to. Okay. So Page of Wands. Page of Wands, again, you can see the common symbols. So when you see the little helmet icon, you know, the helmet symbol there, you know it's the page card. So the Page of Wands here represents like creative potential, but you can see that this gentleman has not quite decided where to put that energy, right? So there's inclinations of little bursts here and there, enthusiasm, but there's not like a sustained pace that he can successfully move towards that end goal. So when you get this in a reading, it's more that you need to focus on having that sustained pace to get to your outcome. You do have, so what you do have gifts, and how best you can put them to good use. That's what the Page of Wands comes to remind you to do that. Okay, so next we have the Knight of Wands. Oh, you can see there is a whole lot of energy in this card. The horse in its upright stance over here, it's almost like bold and bound for glory, with the knight ready to battle. So here he's more susceptible to failure than those who never take a chance. So essentially, it's very similar to a ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are meant to do, right? The true spirit of the ship is to sail in the seas. But what's the use when it's just harbored safely in the harbor? So essentially, that's what the Knight of Wands is. So taking risks, being bold, bound for glory, and this is somebody that will champion any cause and ensures adventure along the way. Okay, so that is the Knight of Wands. Next, we have the Queen of Wands. And you can see the different queen cards in this deck. Each of the queen cards is just so beautifully represented, and each of them is very, very unique. So we looked at the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and now we have the Queen of Wands. So here the queen is combining her intuition with practicality to spark the creative blaze. So this is about creativity, the wands, fire, action, and passion. So with this Queen of Wands, it's about bringing passion to any undertaking that you inspire others as well to strive for that excellence. So you can see the bright sunflower she is holding in this hand. This is her symbolic icon, essentially, where she's focused on her will is focused on purpose, and it grows with astonishing speed, and it's likened to the sunflower, which is her emblem. You know, it brings that bright energy of the sun. Next, we have the last one for this one, for the Wands, which is the King of Wands. Again, so far we have looked at the kings from the two other suites. This king here, the King of Wands, is very decisive and confident. You can see the stance is that of a born leader. So this king is also represented as being a little older. He does not hesitate to take action against any of the injustice or oppression. And he also inspires others to stand up for their own rights, their own creative being. You can expect this person to be supportive and provide you the strength in times of the need that you most need it. At the same time, you can see that he will also show you a clear path if you want his help. So this again represents the duality and how you're successfully going to balance between both of them. Yeah, it appears to be a black cat. It's almost like in a shadow, or like a little dog. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Or it could be the back of his of his throne is what I would think. No, in the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands. Yes, it is. That is a black cat. But I was looking at this one too. So there is the cat, and that maybe a dog? I don't know. Now you got me thinking. Right. So that wraps up the Wands suite, and now it's the final suite, which is a suite of swords. Yeah. So the swords, again, the swords represent the element of air, and this one is about communication, conflict, intellect, clarity, and challenges. So the suite of swords. With the first one being the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords signifies an emergence, clarity of thought, the sword of light as you're looking at it. It could be more wealth, more fame, more of everything that is symbolizing a noble purpose, and also invoking your higher spirit and use of your intelligence. So that's again the Ace of Swords. Next we have the Two of Swords. You can see a blindfolded lady, and you can also see in the background that it is a secluded spot. Let me just, I know I probably got to get myself a pointer for next time. So you can see that she's sitting in like a fairly isolated spot over here. She's holding both the swords in like in her cross arms, and essentially would it's almost like a warning that anyone who would approach and break her concentration. So she's blindfolded, she's retreated to a secluded spot, and behind is the water. The swords that she holds like warn off anyone from approaching her. So you see her stance over there. So if you're doing this in a reading, it's almost like be careful when you approach somebody like this, right? Where they pretty much don't know how they're going to react when you encounter somebody like this, right? Be cautious. So though her body is still in her senses, she's cut off from distractions. So this is again one of those powerful cards where you can draw so many beautiful readings from it. It's all about flow, the free flow of your thoughts, seeking the answers that she needs. Again, since the swords represent communication, clarity, you can also see like the upward pointing of the swords, the moon looking down. Again, it's a beautiful, at the same time, very powerful card. I totally love that. Okay, next we have the Three of Swords. So here you can see it's a little bit graphic, as you can, if it's coming up in a relationship, there is a lot of heartache, but it's coming from different directions as well. Only the heart can know when it's time to pull the swords out and begin again, right? How many times have we experienced something that looks like this in our lives, right? And there could be more than just three for some of us too. So the Three of Swords is essentially asking you to allow yourself for your tears to fall, and allow yourself to grieve, and allow your sorrow to just process through your being. And what this is going to help you do is, you know, it's almost going to help you to avoid giving blame to someone else or shifting blame. It's unlikely that you are thinking clearly. So this is essentially when a three of swords comes up, there's a lot of suffering, but just process through your grief. Allow yourself to heal before you can take any decisions. The Three of Swords. Next, we have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords, this is like a corpse-like thing, an effigy of a knight. So you can see, I don't know how much detail you can see here, but that looks like a knight in his tomb, and all of his swords are in the background. You know, like this is almost like his tomb here, where he's going to be laid to rest. And you're honoring his victorious endeavors, his lifelong endeavors. So he's at rest now, and he will fight no more, right? So you can see that the warrior is resting. The scene is very symbolic of a strife, like something like a conflict which is permanently ended. So if you're doing it in a reading, just think about if you have like a generational conflict in a family or a relationship that is ongoing. When this comes up, something has permanently ended. So the knight is honorably released from the past, and he is making his transition to the other side peacefully. Yeah, this is again one of those graphic cards, very beautifully and powerfully represented. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to do a drawing, a reading from this. Yeah. Okay. So maybe my next live session, I will do a reading for those of you that may be interested. I will definitely do that. Okay, so next we have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords here is a different scene. It's a totally different scene coming from the Four of Swords. Here it almost appears like a battle is over, and the winning warrior gathers up his swords, right? You can see all his different swords here. And look at his expression too. You can see these, I think they have these pheasant women in the background, but you can see his expression, his body posture, very confident. So the Five of Swords is almost like the defeated men must decide to take what their next step would be, to join with the former enemy. So it's almost like these people here who appear to be defeated, right? Well, are they going to go back over here with the winners? Or are they going to continue to fight against all odds? So it's more like no war lasts forever. So what are you going to do to help put a close to it? And when it is over, how are you going to deal with it, so that how is it going to be reflective of your character? So essentially that's Five of Swords. Five of Swords can be one of those interesting deep cards too. I think the Suite of Swords themselves are very deep and interesting. Okay, so next we have the Six of Swords. Here you can see a fairy person is transporting somebody that is cloaked, right? We can't see if it is a male or a female entity, but there is also a child, right? So yeah, can you see that there is Okay, I'll hold it like this. So there is, I would say that, I want to say it's a female, but it could be a male. But the person has their arm around this little person, little child, and they're being transported in a small boat somewhere. So this is the Six of Swords. So this is about travel. So it appears to be the boat itself, as you can tell, has full of swords. So it's, and it's bringing people to a safe place where perhaps they can heal, get better. Maybe it's even to a new land. So just think about what this person represents, what who these people are, and where they're traveling to. The water doesn't appear to be that turbulent, but there is a little bit of turbulence, right? We can't very clearly see what is on the other side, but it appears to be far in the horizon, pretty green and lush on that side. So again, it's one of those cards that can be really, there are a lot of representations and readings from that. Next we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords here, you can see there is, this gentleman appears to be a thief here. You see he has all the swords under his arm. There's one on the back over here. So he's almost like a thieving warrior who sneaks into the enemy. And it's almost like they're stealing the weapons. They don't care about the righteousness in the battle, but he's carrying victory at any pace. So it's kind of like a, you know, this card is almost like taking a sly approach, a very indirect strategic position to throw the enemy off. Again, this is a card, if it comes up in a reading, you kind of have, it's reminding you to be cautious. It's encouraging you to be cautious. And you could put yourself in potential danger if you have not evaluated all your options. The Seven of Swords. And also who this person may be in the reading. Okay, because this person is out to win at any cost. So if you are the one that has to and deal with this person, right? So how might you approach the situation? Next we have Eight of Swords. So Eight of Swords, this is again a little bit of a graphic card. A woman, you can see that she's dressed in a red robe, but she's also bound. She's blindfolded, and there's almost like she's being punished for something. You can see that her hands are bound, right? Her hands are bound in the back. Her eyes are blindfolded, but you'll see that her legs are free. Right? She could somehow slip loose, and they're not like really tightly bonded too. So if she wants, she could slip off from those and set herself free. So this card is kind of interesting. Like, if someone who believes that they are a victim will always find others who make it so. So think about it, like, are we putting ourselves in a position of like playing the victim, right? Or if this is how we are believing ourselves are positioned to be, that we are bound, but actually we are free. So how can we break loose from that? Or how could we best get out of this? as you're looking at her expression, as you're looking at her stance, it's almost like she has given up on something and accepted what is in its current state. So it's almost like a sense of surrender as well here with the Eight of Swords. Okay. The Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, here somebody is awakening. Yeah, somebody who is awakening from a violent nightmare, right? So again, it appears to be a lady. It could be a young person, but here in the Nine of Swords, I think it's a man. So it is a male person is waking up from a nightmare. He starts from his bed. He appears to be really sorrowful. You can think of this, if this card comes up in a reading, this is like sort of like your dark night of the soul when everything is lost. So you see his hands are essentially covering his face. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this card? There's a lot of hopelessness. Don't know what's coming up when this, in the dawn, but the morning will come. So the Nine of Swords. So as with any 9 and going into 10, you have hopelessness and despair, and here come the 10 of Swords, where the battle is over and it's time to bury the dead. Okay, so it's essentially a time to make peace. Though it appears like, we are mourning the loss, so the closure on the battle, the conflict, the harshness and violence and all of that, we have to pick up the pieces and keep moving forward, right? So think of it, be it in a relationship situation, be it in the events that are happening around in the universe, in the world. There's always going to be a positive after all of the disruption that occurs with any battle, war, a negative event. There's going to be that rainbow after a storm. So that's what the Ten of Swords is here. Okay, so can't really see from that far, but here we go. Again, from the detailing on this card, you can see how beautiful the background is. So the detailing is actually done on the backgrounds, like the mountains you can see in the back. I think you can see that. The swords don't have a whole lot of detailing on the gold, but you can see in the back. It's almost like a holographic card, but not quite. Or 3D cards, as they call it. So that was the Ten of Swords. Next, we will look at the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords, you can see a young gentleman who's kind of brandishing his sword, right? Without any, not in any particular direction. This is inviting you to pause and think before you take action. Okay, so essentially that's what this one is. Pause and take action before you take action. It's opening up to new ideas, working through emotional entanglements, and maybe not getting distracted with that's keeping you not getting distracted and keeping you from your life's ambitions. So that is the Page of Swords. Next, we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords moves aggressively. Here you can see this knight, the horse, is galloping forward, right? So you can see the knight in a very it was a stance of pursuit, right? He's very aggressively pursuing his goals. He has no empathy or compassion for folks that are weaker than him, or nor does he have the time to deal with them. So it's essentially he's focused on his end goal, and his the position of his sword as well is like up, is pointed up. So and then you can get a sense of the energies and the speed. There's a lot of speed represented here with the Knight of Swords. Okay, we are almost coming to a close with this one. So the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, you can see her stance. So she keeps her distance, and you can see that she is pointed on the side. She's turned side. She's not making eye contact. She's not very inviting, right? So it's more, she does not welcome intimacy. She's very discerning of the people that she invites into her space. It's almost like that being in her queen consciousness. So this is exactly what it means to be in queen consciousness. She sees all sides of the situation clearly, that allow her to think and make the best decision in her advantage. At the same time, as you can see, her expression is very cool. She seems emotionally detached, but for those she loves them fiercely and protects them fiercely. You can see that that's so beautifully represented in her stance, in her expression, her body posture, which is stance essentially. And there's not a whole lot of grandeur in this queen. So that is the Queen of Swords. The last one for this deck, the 78th card, is the King of Swords. So this king is a brilliant strategist and a formidable adversary. So, and we have seen unlike the other three kings, this king also has a sense of timing. So timing is key here, that allows him to succeed in his endeavors. From his expression, though he appears like he may be passive, he's a little bit quiet and watchful. One would never want to underestimate his abilities. So he has hidden weapons and will strike when the moment is the most advantageous for him. So when you get like a King of Swords, though he maintains that balance, right, as with any king, it's important that we don't underestimate the powers of this king. Okay, so again, this was the live unboxing of the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot deck. So that's what you see here. And let's see, I'll pull myself back. So that concluded the live deck review for this deck. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I will be saving it and making it available on my YouTube channel too. For those of you that have not yet subscribed to it, I invite you to do that. And I'll paste the link on my Angel Therapy Readings Facebook page as well. And hopefully you had a great time viewing this live, for those that were watching me live, and for those of you that will be watching me recorded. If you have any questions, would like if reading with this deck, feel free to drop me in your comments. And watching for the first time, if you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, we're fairly new. I'm trying to build the audience over there as well. And I plan to do these a little bit more frequently too. Yeah, and if you decide to get the deck for yourself too, do let me know, because each of the readers have a different way of interpreting it too. Hi Ritu. I'll stay on for a couple more minutes. If you all have any questions for me, I can help answer. I'm not going to do a reading, but if there's any other deck that any other card in this deck you want me to pull and you want to see again, I will certainly can do that too, because I have nowhere to rush off to right now, so I can stay on, answer questions. Yeah, all of the cards are really beautiful too. So I'm also seeing the cards for the first time right now, because I just got this deck. Amazon Prime delivered this afternoon, so I'm super thrilled. Yeah, let's see if I missed any more. Okay. Want to know I like someone when he accepts my love proposal. Okay. So Ritu, are you asking me to draw do a quick reading, like draw a card? Okay. I said I was not going to do a reading. I could perhaps do a quick shuffle. Let's see if I should position myself here so you all can see me. Okay. Let's see. Did you just make your proposal today? I'm going to shuffle it with one hand. I'll do a one card. How's that? And for those of you that are actively watching, let's see. So that you want to know if you like somebody and if he will accept my love proposal. So I'm not sure if you got that. I just wanted to clarify. Did you already make your proposal, or is it you're thinking if you should make the proposal? Let's see. I'll either way draw to pick one card so that you can see what comes up. Okay, so here is celebration. So this is the Four of Wands. Okay, so if you already made the proposal, this is a celebration card. Okay, so I would say whatever the this person that you made your love proposal to, your significant other, there's a celebration to be expected. So you can look forward to that. So I'm thinking most likely the answer may be yes, but let's see. Does that help, Ritu? I know it's just a one card draw. It's not like it's not a full reading, but hopefully that gives you some idea. Okay, I'm just going to So 4. What else can I tell you? So this, I think with this one, Ritu, do let me know what happens with your proposal. When do you think you're hoping to hear back from? I think it's a yes. I think it's a positive, and there is some celebration. Maybe you're going to get engaged, a ring. So, or if it is a commitment, a committed relationship, whatever your proposal is, likely it's probably going to get accepted. Okay. I'll just stay on for maybe one more. Does anyone else wanna? Okay. I'll give it one. Oh, okay. He didn't accept it yet, so. But soon, perhaps. When he does, drop me a note. And if you're new to my page as well, Ritu, feel free to like it so I can check in too. So. Okay. Anyone else have any other questions? So I also have, for those of you that are watching live and also my subscribers or my followers on my Facebook page, we do have a website as well, angeltherapyreadings.com. It's all one word. So feel free to check out the website. I do have a blog that I actively write as well. It's not where you get to see me live. However, I highly encourage, there are topics I write about, relationships, spiritual coaching, and angel therapy readings. So for those of you that are not very familiar with my readings, I do the angel card readings. And if you have not experienced that, I encourage you to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to do a quick reading, a 1-card draw, or a 3-card spread, just to give you an idea what that what that is like for you. Oh, you're new here, Ritu, so welcome. I'm glad hopefully you liked today's live. You joined towards the end, but feel free to watch it recorded as well. Okay. Anyone else I can answer? I'm not doing readings tonight, but I'll just stay on for one more minute and I'll end the live session. But if you think of anything else, want a reading, please feel free to drop me a note, drop me a comment if you liked this, and I'll schedule more such live events as well where I can just do Q&A, because there's a lot of interest in just asking questions rather than just sitting through the unboxing. Because the unboxing, some are really interested in the learning aspect of it too, not just getting a reading. So the needs are, and the interest is a little bit diverse in my group, in my community. So I try to create content and my live videos to support all of that. And it's been a while, so I apologize for my entire community for staying away from you all since March. So I hope to do at least 1 or 2 videos a month. Let's see how I do with my goals with that. I would like to see the King of Cups card. Okay, let's see the King of Cups. So we have our wands. Have my major arcana. Let me get this out of the way. Yeah, I'm getting there. Swords. The Pentacles. King of Cups. Here we go. Oh, I shuffled it. That's what it was. I'm getting there, Kathy. I shuffled the deck. So just bear with me. Okay. But here I get to see all of the cards once again, so that's beautiful. Okay, so here's, I can put all the oh, let me just keep these here. And so we have the Knight. Almost. Wow, the King of Cups is missing. He's hiding from us. Oh, of course. Just give me, it's right here. I had set them aside. The King of Cups. Yeah, he's for sure hard to find. Yep. So this is the King of Cups. And I had the other king set aside to oh, not this one. The King of Cups. I had the other kings set aside here too for us. Each of them is really beautifully represented too. Any other cards that you want me to like this one, this is not the king, but yeah, he is the king, right? This is the major arcana. The Emperor. Yeah, the Emperor. This is for the Emperor. Let's see. Yep. And the other ones. Yeah. And here is the Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. Yep, I think, yeah, this is the King of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups, okay? The Knight of Cups. I thought I had them right here. Oh, yeah, the Knight of Cups. I have my cups right here. So, I thought that's actually I think this is the Four of Pentacles still. You said the Knight of Cups, right, Kathy? The Knight of Cups. I have the Knight of Pentacles. This one. That's the Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Cups is... Oh, but this one, oh my gosh. This is still a very powerful card. This is the Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Did you say Knight of Cups, right? So this is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, right? Yep, the Knight of Wands. Yep. Okay, getting to the... Oh, here it is. The Knight of Cups. Yep, the Knight of Cups. That's a beautiful... horse is very elegant too, with the blue sash and the saddle, blanket, and it's also a little bit of a older knight too. Yep. That's a very grand representation on there. Yep. The Knight of Cups. I just love the card, the deck. Every single card in this deck is really beautiful. Yep. Okay. Anything else I can show again? The Strength card. Oh, you're very welcome. Well, thank you for joining me live on such short notice. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and end my live broadcast now for this unboxing. Yeah, I loved sharing it all with you too, Kathy. I'm so glad you're able to join me. And thank you everyone that watched me today. And don't forget to, if you have not already liked my page or subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. Have a nice evening, everyone. Good night. Bye, Kathy. Bye, everyone.